Hello everybody, today we're going to have a look at a traditional style knife from Maniago in Italy. It's the Old Bear by Antonini. Okay, so this is how the knife comes. Brown cardboard box with the Old Bear logo. This is a large. Two sizes according to the box, a large and a medium, but no small. So the medium can't really be a medium if there's no small. So we get rid of that. A bit of literature in Italian and English. So, what have we got? Quite a large single blade folding knife with a locking mechanism. This knife I think cost me £16, so it's not expensive. The first thing you notice is a big locking ring. It's sort of reminiscent of an Opinel, but it's actually quite a bit different. We've got a big thick brass collar and then a steel sliding piece that basically goes across the gap behind the end of the tang so that the blade can't be opened, and then when you slide it out the way, all the way out the way, open the blade, and then it slides across in front of the end of the tang so the blade is locked open. Quite a big knife, as I say. We've got a blade length on this of 3.5 inches and a handle length of about 4 3/4. So the handle length is about 120mm and the blade's about 90. Just for comparison, we put it next to an Opinel number 10. That will give you an idea of how big this knife is. Not far off the Opinel number 10 at all. Let's see what it weighs. Just close it. So in grams, we've got 62.4, and in English, 2 1/5 ounces. Just compare it with the Opinel, just for curiosity. So it's actually a little bit lighter than the Opinel, which I was surprised about. I thought with that big lump of brass at the end it might be heavier. What's the construction like? Pretty good overall. The brass is nicely finished. Got some writing stamped in. The pivot rivets are nice and smooth. The handle's lovely. It is, according to the leaflet, oiled walnut. It's a lovely piece of wood. It's smooth as silk. Now, this is a good time for me to nail my colours to the mast in a bit of an issue that Chad the Fat Man has spoke about. Grippiness. This really is very smooth indeed. And a lot of people out there get the knickers in a twist if a knife handle is not as grippy as another knife handle. And to be honest, it's largely a load of bollocks. For most things, it doesn't matter that much. Just hold it a bit tighter. And if you're still not happy because your wooden handle is too slippy, do what people have been doing for hundreds of years. Spit on your hands. Anyway, blade's quite thin, a lot thinner than on the similar sized Opinel. I would say that just about 2mm. Construction's good. As I say, the brass is nicely machined. The collar, there's a little bit of a gap there. It's perhaps not entirely straight, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. We've got full flat grind and the blade steel is 420. So, clip point, nail nick on one side, plain blade on the other. Let's see how it cuts. Just get a piece of paper, bit of catalogue paper. It doesn't. Oh. Rubbish. Right, now, this is a good point to mention something else. This is made in Maniago in Italy. And in Italy, there's a trade group that was formed by a bunch of knife making companies. And they banded together and launched the Maniago quality mark. Whereby if your company is assessed and audited and deemed to meet sufficient standards in a bunch of areas, you get to put the Maniago quality mark on your product. And so far I haven't seen it anywhere on this, so that might be something to bear in mind. Having the thin full flat grind blade, it should be quite easy to sharpen and put an edge on this, so if you'll just bear with me for a couple of minutes, we'll see what we can do. Right, so I've had a couple of minutes with a fairly standard double-sided sharpener. That one's a Class Olson one. And as you would imagine, with a thin full flat grind, barring my clumsiness, that's much better in just a couple of minutes. One thing I did notice though, there's quite a big lead in from the edge. I thought the edge would go all the way to the edge, to the end of the piece, but it doesn't. Not too much of a problem though. So there you have the Old Bear large. Ooh. From Antonini. Lighting's all gone a bit odd. What's happening here? So, we'll have a bit of a slideshow as we normally do. You can have a closer look, see what you think. And thanks for watching.